Okay guys, we've got, this is the cluster of that 2009 Chevrolet Impala that was shorted internally. We have already replaced the cluster, and like I showed in the previous video, with a used unit, and then we programmed that. So this one's just at the house. I have just to kind of play around with, see if I can figure out what's going on. I had never had one that was dead shorted inside of the cluster, so I was interested to see what failed in this. Now, what I can tell you is that this board has been repaired before. Let me see if I can move this where the camera can see it. If you look right here, this diode has been replaced. This is not the factory style diode. This is the common style diode you find at any electronics store off the shelf, and just little packages, like if you have a Radio Shack still, that's what you would find. Common enough because this is the same style diode that I use as a replacement. So I'm not saying this is wrong, I'm just saying because I believe the current rating of this diode is equivalent or better than what is factory in this thing, what would have came on a surface mount style. Now, what happened to this particular board is this diode right here. It's interesting, these are diode failures. Usually we have resistor failures or MOSFET drivers that have gone bad, but we have this unit here that is thoroughly melted. So, and it's pretty, kind of moves around. I don't want to rip the pad off. It looks like, judging by the amount of junk that's right here where it's been melted and such, I believe maybe this component's been touched before. So let's get it cleaned up. I'm gonna grab my Weller 100 soldering iron here. Looks like somebody's near my front door. Let me go ahead and turn that off for the sake of the video. So, clean up the tip of my soldering iron here. Look here. So let me grab this component and then see if I can. Oh, it came loose pretty quick. Ooh, that is nasty. Let's take a look at that. See if I can get it to focus on that. That thing is pretty well exploded. That's nasty. Ooh, okay, look at that nasty Ooh, flipped it all over the place. And if you look at the nasty solder on that, that wasn't even on the board very well. Okay, well, let me go get a replacement diode and then we'll see if we put some power to this thing. I've got it all set up with my extra pigtail to put some power to it, but this thing was a dead short in the car, so I didn't want to power it until I got it open and found out what's going on. So let me clean this board up a little bit, and then we'll pull my bin out and we'll take a look, see if I've got another diode for it. Grab some of the pieces off here. Oh yeah, that pad's completely missing. Look at that. Nasty. Alright, let's clean this tip off. Get a little solder wick out. See if we can clean this board up a little. Pad's pretty clean. This pad's destroyed, so I don't know if the previous place that had done anything to this. had cleaned the pad up or what. I'm just using some soldering wick and trying to remove some of the solder to find out what's going on here. It looks like the board has been scratched to the point where they created a new pad next to the ripped off pad. They probably just took some of the enamel off the board or some of the coating off the board and made a spot. It's not a horrible idea. I mean, preferably I would have liked to grab a test point for that trace and use like I don't know if it's in the camera. This is what I use. See if I can get it close. Let's see here. Probably hear my kids screaming around in the background. Use this polyurethane enameled copper wire. This is 24 gauge. What it is, it's wire for like winding, like you would find on a electric motor or anything that wants to create a coil kind of. So, and I put the needles back on so I could practice this. I could test it and make sure it sweeps correctly. This also has the 975 stepper motors. These normally don't have the same failures as the older clusters. So what I'm going to do, I guess, there's just lots of little pieces everywhere. It kind of looks like a piece of a pad. I don't know if you can see that either. Get that and put it on my finger. It's definitely very small. I don't know if it's going to focus. There we go. That almost looks like a piece of a pad. Might, I don't know what I'm going to do yet with this. I think I'm just going to grab this style of diode that's up here at the top of the board. I'm going to fix it here. I'm going to have to clean something up. Man, see the board's been all scratched up there. Let me see if I can clean this thing up a little bit. Sorry, my kids are being loud in the background there. Probably getting in trouble for not cleaning their room. Oh. No, I can't remember if I've been inside of one of these clusters. This is a 09 Impala. Interesting. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is finish cleaning this up. Man, they left a ton of flux everywhere. In fact, there's flux all up here. It's not bad. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I just clean this up a little. Oh yeah, so that pad's definitely missing. I don't know if you can see that. So this is a good pad and still has a little solder left on it. Then here's the other pad. See, it's all black and missing. It's been ripped off there. That's what it looks like underneath. Then they have fixed it right here, and I can see some bare copper underneath it. I guess if I take the solder wick and get a little more of the solder off. Clean the tip here. Maybe take this and get a little more of the solder off. See if we can see what they did under here. Again, I don't disagree. I mean, it's usable. Yeah, that's what they did. They scraped off. There's kind of a faux test point here, and it looks like they tried scraping off some around there. That's too close for me to want to put a jumper on it. I mean, I guess I could, but oh yeah, that's down to into the fiber of the board. They definitely ripped the pad off, or the pad exploded, or I don't know. I don't know what happened previously. And you can see again that thing's pretty gnarly. If it'll focus. Yeah. Alright guys, I'm going to pause it here. Let me go grab my repair box and see if I've got some more diodes left, and then we'll throw a diode in this thing and see if she's still shorted. We'll watch for the smoke. Okay, so onto my kit, and I got a diode. This is what we're going to use. The rating is very similar on this diode for current as the other side is. Let me see. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend there. Probably can't see what I'm doing. Bend there. Make the pad in that way. Bend it that way. I don't think I have any clippers over here, do I? Well, shoot. Let me see. Left my snips out in the garage. Grab a pair of the wife's scissors. I'll show you what I got going on here once I get it. That off. Cut that off. Kind of show you what we're going to do here in a minute to kind of make this function, make this work. Got to do some sizing still. Remember, diodes are directional. That's their purpose, to direct current, to prevent current flow from an unwanted direction. Try to make it to where it's about the right size to Again, I'd rather get some surface mounts, but I have to order them, and this is not going in a car. But I would use these for repairs, just not in this tight of a spot normally. So again, you guys can tell me I'm a hack or whatever for fixing one like this, but I fixed a few like this, and I mean, I back them with a warranty, so it's no big deal. Alright, so first things first, I don't know what kind of solder they used, so I'm going to use some liquid flux here. Just put a little on both. Then the Kester solder that I use, I mean, I could throw some solder paste on there to help hold the component, but let me see. Should give me a little better amount to grab onto. Make sure it's not too close to the components there. I don't think it is. Oop. Yep, I just bridged it. That's not good. We don't want to bridge it. As you guys can tell, I am not an electronics repair extraordinaire. I do some, this is pretty small for me. I don't do a whole lot of this smaller components. Just get some fresh wick going on here. Throw that in the bin. Grab this. I prefer to replace stuff like this just because I'm not an expert. I mean, I can do some stepper motor replacement and stuff, but trying to repair a missing pad and stuff, this is kind of outside of my there we go. Got that off there. You probably hear my baby nephew in there crying. He's a cutie pie. He's like 7 weeks old. Alright, there we go. Good clean spot. For those of you that asked, this stuff's called golden pearls. Whoops. It's just a way to clean the tip, and it's also got a bunch of flux in it, so it prepares the tip for good adhesion. The solder flux is important, as the flux Flux made to keep contaminants out of the solder. And if you get low on flux inside of a joint, it can easily crack because the contaminants get in there and prevent adhesion to the board and to the component. So we're gonna make sure we got the orientation correct. Yeah. We're gonna get in here and not burn ourselves, and we're just gonna solder that to it first. Got that there. Let it dry for a second. We're just going to go like this. Got that on there. Doesn't look like I made a bridge out of it, and I don't think I had to put too much tension on the one side, so when I hit this with solder, I don't think that it's not going to adhere where there's not a pad, so it's not going to have a whole lot of physical contact. Alright, so if you can see that the pad was missing, so we used that pad location they made next to it. Go ahead and just pull this off that component. Alright guys, so this is where you either get to watch the gauge sweep and lights come on, or we get to see a big cloud of smoke and see where my fuse is, because I don't have a fuse in this circuit. I probably should put one in here, but do I want to put a fuse in here? I don't think I have a fuse laying around here. I have to go out in the garage. That's okay. These are $1.99 for a 7-pack of these wires. They are very small, so we'll just kind of touch it first and look for smoke. Oh, I think we're going to be good, guys. I didn't see any smoke, or let's find out. Woo! Do we have lights though? Oh, there we go. Leave it on for a second, see if there's anything fixing to melt. I mean, this was a dead short before. Huh. I think we're good to go, guys. Awesome. So let's see if... Oh, I don't think this is going to re-sweep. Oh, it should, yeah. Okay. I can hear my nephew in there crying. Let's see. You know what? I take that back. It looks like this one has been reflowed as well. Little extra flux up here. I'm kind of looking because the last guy left flux, so it gives me a good idea of where the repairs have been made. Not seeing anything else. I mean, I'm happy this thing functions. I mean, it's not a dead short anymore, but I don't know if I could put this back in a car. So, alright. Well, guys, there you go. You can see the repair, see what happened. It's dirty. This is not a clean repair. This is with the pad destroyed and such. I'm not a big proponent of fixing something like this and warrantying it, but you can see there the pad was all destroyed. Looks like they made a new pad, so we went ahead and reused that. And then on this end of it, we just used the factory pad. We used this breadboard style diode, similar to what they used up here. It's a slightly different rating, but I don't know if they used one up here that was better or equivalent rating to what was there originally. I'm sure it was a surface mount similar to one of these, or similar to the style that we pulled off that was damaged, this one. So, alright guys, if you'd like to see more of this electronics repair, just let me know. I mean, I fix a lot of lighting control modules. I got a customer that sells a lot of Crown Vics and stuff, so I do a lot of like these, the relay replacements. Here we go. The relay replacements for the lighting control modules to fix headlight issues. I usually do it a little cheaper than... Let me see if I can get a good picture. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. I usually can do it cheaper than what it costs to buy the Dorman add-on repair piece for the lighting control modules. Matter of fact, I got one sitting over here on the bench right now that'll do some work on. So maybe I'll film that too. You guys let me know if you like this kind of repair, and I'll film some more of it. I mean, I do this stuff, I just didn't think it was very exciting for people. Alright guys, remember to like, subscribe, comment. If you'd like to see some of the training videos I produce in the curriculum, we're doing a J2534 class right now on Patreon. You could go to patreon.com/Keith Perkins and find my channel there. If you'd like to join in the community, we'd love to have you. And we'll see you guys next time.